let me talk about suppressed anger, if you will, and because I think this is the one that qualifies for this one. Because there's three ways that we experience anger, and the three ways that we experience anger are that we either suppress it, express it, or control it. Yeah. So let's talk about suppressed anger. Suppressed anger, people use heavy facial expressions.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Typically, when you ask them if they're angry, they say they're not.
Yeah, like this. Go ahead, ask me.
Are you angry?
I'm not mad.
No?
No, I said I wasn't mad.
Oh, okay. Well, you sound like you're mad.
I'm not. Okay. You need to just leave me alone.
No, she's showing you suppressed anger.
That's suppressed.
They punish people around them covertly. Covertly means undercover, secretly. And they do that by talking to other people, their aunts, their relatives, their sisters, their cousins, their brothers.
Right.
They do punish others by being passive-aggressive. The passive-aggressive would be the silent treatment.
Right.
You call on the cell phone and don't answer it. And the last thing I'm going to say about the suppressed people we work with, they really have long-term problems on being happy.
They do.
They just
they're hard to be around when they've been suppressed for a long time.
They just hold it in, they withdraw, they move away, and you just can't. They act like victims and they blame everybody else on their pain.
Yep. So that's a dysfunctional way. That is an unhealthy way to deal with your anger. Suppressed anger is unhealthy.
The other way that we experience anger is express. And when we express anger, we tend to punish other people by being hostile or aggressive. And to make others feel uncomfortable.
Yes, they do, because they're loud.
They are loud. It's part of that influence, part of that way that I get through. They are keenly interested in winning. We have a thing called conflict style.
Yeah. These are our competitors.
They're the competitors, that's right. And when they can't win, they become agitators.
They just pick and pout.
Expressed people tend to?
They tend to be directly verbally critical, which means they get out their you, and it's you this and you that, you always and you never.
Absolutely.
With all those nonverbals.
They're very single-sided about anything that's theirs, and they're closed-minded to any other ideas. And then finally,
when it's all said and done, they're going to blame you for the way they acted.
And they're going to justify.
If you hadn't done this, I wouldn't have had to yell and scream. Really?
The third way that people tend to experience anger is called controlled. And controlled, angry people tend to regulate their internal emotions. They identify their early warning signs that they're getting angry, which might be a raised voice,
sweaty, feeling that their heart's starting to beat fast.
Sure. When we find people that are controlling their internal emotions, they're tending to be interested in how do we collaborate, how do we co-labor
to solve the problem,
compromise,
give and take,
find a middle ground. Yeah. Because the focus is on problem solving. Sure.
How do we fix this so we don't have to argue about it anymore?
People that are skilled in using these techniques tend to be people that identify unwinnable situations, and you all know what they are.
The unwinnable, the expressed angry person that gets in your face with their you, that would be unwinnable.
The neighbor that came up that was yelling at me, and I decided to drive off.
I decided to drive off.
But controlled angry people, that is controlled people, and I shouldn't use the word anger, they are controlled because they're controlling their intense emotions. They're not letting it flood up.
Right.
They're not letting the flow overrule them. Yeah. They look at the bigger picture, and they tend to be long-term focused. And those are all important concepts when we look at the three ways we experience anger.
Right.
Now, Carrie